How are we all doing? I hope everyone's keeping well. So in the last video, you see me struggle with the TX100. We got a bit of a raster on it and then the lap failed. But it proved the point what I needed to do, that the tube was alright and serviceable in that set. And I said that I had two sets in mind for the tube. So I went to the old storage unit, and the easiest one to get out was the one here beside me. This is a NASA television from 1982. The tube was fairly poor in this. It had been my main television at home for a couple of years. It's one that John actually sold new, obviously in 1982. He rented out a large number of these as well, and he found them extremely reliable, bar the odd tripler. But other than that, they were a good television, and he was very happy with them. So anyway, this had been given back by a customer who was disposing of it, and I used it as the main television in my own home for maybe 2 years. And the tube got very weak. We boosted the tube, and I actually have the date on the back when we boosted it. We boosted the tube on the 11th of January 2011, and I can remember because I was watching the snooker on it, and the old snooker table looked very sad. So when we boosted the tube, it came up quite well, but it didn't last long. It sort of it faded away after a couple of months. So I took it out of service then. I see I had a flashover, and I readjusted the grayscale on the 9th of March 2011. So I probably had it going for another while. And then I retired it. We brought it up to John's shop, and there was a shelf in the corner on the right hand side when you walked into the shop, and I put it up there, and I used to have it playing there now and again, and people would comment. The idea being having the old TV in the shop is someone might see the television and go, "Oh, I've one of them at home," and we'd say, "Yeah, we'll look after that for you," and that worked a couple of times. And we actually watched the analog switch off in October 2012 on it. So we seen the last moments of RTA analog service on the set. So that's pretty much it. Wrapped it up then, put it into storage, and shall close the shop. So we've dug it out. As I say, the tube was a bit poor. There was a few other little issues with it. This is the point I'm getting to now. Brought the television in today, plugged it in, and I had it running here. And the tube actually didn't look all that bad in it. The red wasn't great. It's not milky sort of, not flaring or anything, but just sort of milky, lacking definition crap. Anyway, I thought I'll leave it run for a while and see does it improve, which it might. A little bit. So I went into the house, and I was farting around in the house for a while, had a cup of tea. Someone rang me, got distracted, came back out here an hour later, and the television was off, and the shed was full of smoke. So I thought, we know what's after happening, no panic. The old Rifa cap across the mains has done its little dance, and it must have took out the mains fuse in the set when it did it. No panic. So I took the back off, and I'm going to show you what I found. And it was concerning, and sort of a wake up call with these things, because the bloody set nearly went on fire. And I'm going to show you what happened. The Rifa cap went alright, and it set fire to the degaussing coils. It must have been some fireworks session in here when this happened. Now, I consider myself rather lucky that the set didn't go up. cut off. And I don't really want to think about what would have happened after that had it cut. So you can see that the mains fuse is blackened. And the Rifa cap is in rag order, and it was obviously arcing or whatever and took off. And it set fire to the wires coming up to the degauzing coil. And these burned up quite a bit. So that's what happened. I was quite surprised by that. So it must have been going for a while for that to happen. So what I'll do is I'll pause here, I'm going to pull the board out and we can have a closer look at it. Okay, so I've popped the board out so we can have a closer look at it. And we can see and she's really gone off there. And burnt this little cap here as well a bit. And it's melted the posistor a bit, but I think it'll live to see another day. It's there's a few bits of molten plastic and that, and molten metal here. And the foil in the cap itself has been melting into little molten balls of aluminium. So all in all, we're very lucky that the set didn't go up in flames. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the Rifa cap. And I'm going to try and replace the fuse and power the set up and see does it come on with the degauzing coils disconnected, of course, because I think they might be shorted out. We can use the degauzing coils out of TX100, so that's what we'll do. We'll put a plug on them or something to suit, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so took the cap out, put a new fuse in. There it is, the cap. It is in a bad way. Now, I said the other day when I was doing the conversion on the Normandy, the Ferguson movie star, when the cap went on that, I said there nothing to worry about, they're designed to fail open. Well, I retract that statement. Bugger that. Now what I'm going to say is, if you have any old equipment, open it up and see if there's any Rifa caps in it. Because while old tellies and that are a bit of crack, they're not worth running your gaff down over. Good enough for now. Right. Up she comes. Sounds happy enough, except for there's a little bit of brushing around the tripler. Take this down for a minute. And we can see we're on in the mirror. I'll turn off the light. Turn off the bench light. Let's see, we can see the set. We say turn the little angle poise lamp up to the ceiling, that helps. Plug the aerial in. And we should be where we were. There we are. Now, I suppose on the camera it's going to look great now, is it? It's usually the case that a good tube looks terrible and a bad tube looks great. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell on the camera, but Red isn't wonderful. You can try adjusting red drive. It's lacking that bit of punch. We'll see if we compare it to my little monitor up here. Can you tell the difference? Sorta, not really. It's just sorta, I don't know, it's lacking that sparkle that you'd expect. Anyway, we'll knock it off. We'll knock it off and we'll put the tube tester on it so we can see how it compares to the other one. Tube heaters are lighting nicely. And you can see the red is down quite a bit compared to the other two. I think before I go changing any tube, I'll just try and give it another bop. Now, because there's nothing to lose. So we'll give it a little tap on the red and see what happens. And give it another little go, see will it come in line with the other two. Still a little bit low. We'll give it another little tap. Let's see where we are now. It has responded. Shall we try it again and see what it's like now? I wouldn't expect this to last long, as this isn't the first time we've done this. Yeah. Let's turn the set on again and see what happens. Certainly a bit of an improvement, alright. Definitely the red is a lot better than it was. Try setting up the grayscale. That's an awful lot better. That is an awful lot better. Too good to change. You can just notice and you can't actually see it on the bloody camera. I think the tube has got a stay of execution. We're not going to throw A56 540Xs around the place. They're starting to become rocking horse shit now at this stage. So I think we'll leave it. I think we'll leave it alone. We'll run it for another while. Might bring it into the house actually. Give it a little run. Might be the thing to do. And I'll keep me good A56 540X for something else. I might bring in the Mitsubishi set if I can dig it out, because the tubing that was fairly, wasn't as bad. I can't remember, it's that long ago, but it was a bit rough. But we'll have a look at that. I know I never got the booster near it, so it might respond well. From reading the old television magazines and that, what I believe, these 30AX tubes weren't great for boosting. They'd take it and they wouldn't last all that long. That was my experience the last time that I did it. Though in fairness, the green and the blue guns have held up well. It was just the red, which has responded well there, the second round. So we'll leave it alone. I'll scratch in the date for today. Nearly 9 years, nearly 10 years later. So it's had another little tickle. And I'm going to have to try and do something with the scan coils. I think I'll take the scan coils off that tube. I think that's what I'll do. Actually, I'll do that now. Right. Let's have a minute. Okay, so after a bit of reworking, we have the scan coils off the old TX100 hooked up. I hardwired them into the board. I've had to take the board out, it's alright because there's two plugs on the two sections. I also swapped the posistor out of the other set, and I don't know what value that Rifa was, but it stuck something in anyway, 0.01, which is a 0.1, which is better than nothing. I don't know what the other cap was, so I stuck a 0.1 in for him too, but it's working, and that's the main thing. And there's the bits and bobs there. And of course, I'm a bit like a coal miner here at the minute. I'm a bit dirty. But we're back together, so we'll give it a shot. All should be good. Handy thing about having the edge of the bench here is a handy place for putting a plug. And when you stick it there, you know you're safe when you glance down. Now the height does that at the start. One of the caps is a bit jammy in the frame stage, but it comes in, sort of reforms after a second or two. I'll have to chase it down as well, but overall I'm fairly happy with that for now. So I might bring it into the house tomorrow and we'll run it for a week or two. We'll see how the tube lasts this time. As I say, the green and the blue guns lasted well anyway, so it was just the red that went down. So we'll keep the good A56 540X for something else. I might bring in that the Mitsubishi TV in the near future. But the main lesson to be learned here is Rifa caps are not as benign as they say them. And, you know, things could have went differently here today and I could have ended up with no shed, which would be bad because in the winter this is my only refuge from the soaps. So, here we go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe go and have a look at your Rifa caps, and I'll catch you in the next one. And take care of yourselves out there. Good luck for now.